Good evening. Welcome to Main Concert Hall, and thank you for joining us. For the enjoyment of all patrons, photography and recordings are not permitted during the performance. To view photos and video content for many of our ensembles and guest performers, we encourage you to follow the School of Music on social media. Please take this moment to silence your phones and electronic devices. If you will be viewing the digital program on your phone, please decrease the brightness in consideration of those around you. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Finally, please take this moment to locate your nearest available exit, which may be different from the entrance you used. Thank you, and enjoy the performance.
Thank you very much. That was a piece by Eugene Bozza called En Foret, which simply means in the forest. Some people say that there's a storyline there about Saint Hubert and his conversion after he sinned on the high holiday, by going out in the forest hunting, and then had a great epiphany and conversion, and became the patron saint of all hunters everywhere. Maybe so, maybe it's just about man imposing his will over nature, or yet again, maybe it's just a whole bunch of really fun calls and signals and sounds and quotes expertly woven together by Mr. Bozza. The next piece on the program I know a lot more about because I wrote it all by myself. You know, sometimes I hear in recent times about the 5 stages of grief. I was only aware of 3 when I wrote this piece. Anger, sadness, acceptance. That's all I came up with. So this is my effort of working through a little personal trauma that took place in the great state of Tennessee. And the first movement is angry. It's you know, a little bit violent. Sometimes it's a little bit ugly and mysterious as well. It's also an attempt of absolutely strict sonata form, sort of back to the real basics, as this is such an important vehicle for musical expression, and as a composer, in order to get in touch with it, I needed to strip it down to its essence. The second movement, which is the sad part, is I think what makes it sad, at least what I intended to do to make it sad, is that the horn part and the piano part really has nothing to do with each other. So we're sort of living in completely different worlds, and while the piano part sort of pretends to be functional, it really isn't. You know, that can be said about the great state of Tennessee as well, that pretense of functionality. The last movement is the catharsis, a little bit of honky-tonk and country western kind of style. And I think I wrote in the program notes, there are lyrics, you won't hear them, but they go, "And I was so sad when my horse died," in the last movement. So I'm going to use my music for this, which is a little backwards, since I wrote it myself. I should kind of be more on top of it, but I haven't lived with it for as long. So this is my own personal Tennessee sonata. Thank you so much. And thank you to the great state of Tennessee for providing me that experience that I now can share with all of you. The next piece that I'm going to play, actually going to flip a little bit from the program, the printed program order, and do the Berceuse by Damase. And this is a beautiful, simple little piece. When I was in my early teens, I was introduced to a wonderful horn teacher, and one day he said, let's choose a solo piece for you to work on. And then he flipped through a whole bunch of LPs, for those of you who remember those, and dusted them off and put them on, and put the needle on different tracks, and then we listened to this piece by Damase, this Berceuse, and he said, yeah, it goes a little bit low, but I think maybe you can handle it. And that was my very first solo that I studied in earnest, and it's a piece that I love to introduce young horn players to. It's exquisitely perfumed harmonies in the piano, and a simplicity and a restraint, and yet there's just so much there. So I've lived with this piece for well over 40 years, and I just love it very dearly. So this is the little lullaby by Jean-Michel Damase. thank you. We're going to give Alison a little break. I have a brother. He's a pillar of society, my brother. He's an MD, PhD, and he's, you know, an anesthesiologist. He's a noted expert on emergency medicine, first response medicine. He's kind of the guy that decides at the university in Oslo, at the medical school, which PhD projects they're going to fund and how they're going to bring those projects to completion. He drives a very nice and sensible car, has a charging station outside of his house, has a charging station outside of his mountain cabin, very unassuming little mountain cabin right on the Olympic trails from 1994 where he can sleep 14 people. And he has his charging station down by his house, down by the southern coast, where you could probably cram in 14 people there also, actually. When my brother does something, he does it right. And sometimes he fixes things, you know, for other people. Sometimes he fixes things that you didn't know needed to be fixed. And just a really steady guy. I'm a horn player. But he has two sons, my nephews. One of them plays the tuba in Gothenburg Symphony, and the other one, he's sort of gigging around in northern Norway playing the bass trombone and hurdy-gurdy in various ska and reggae bands for free, and you know, so the insanity is there somewhere, I guess, but my brother is a stand-up guy. Anyway, 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago, my brother was getting married, and I was going to go to his wedding, of course. It was very much expected of me to stand up and give a long, boring speech at this wedding, and that kind of terrified me. So I wrote him a little piece of music instead, and that's the piece I'm going to play for you now. And it's just named after my brother and his wife. They're still married. They're happy, as far as I can tell. Their names are Jo. It's a strange name in Norwegian also. And the wife's name is Lillian. And they actually have a framed copy of that little scribble that I made hanging on their living room wall. It's very touching. I'm just going to quickly read you the lyrics in English because I'm going to be singing them in Norwegian. So I just want to give you a chance to follow. I think they are in the program notes, but they go like this. Jo is going to marry Lillian. Yes, it is my brother who is going to marry Lillian. And it's going to be, and I'm invited. And it's going to be a great party. But when they get older, it's still going to be you and Lillian. Very simple. All right, here it goes.
Skal gifte seg Lillian, Lillian. Og det blir et kjempefest.
The next piece is a very early piece that I wrote. I was 18 years old, and the backstory is a little bit comical and a little bit heartbreaking. So I was 18, embarking on serious music study, and very excited to be working with this very famous, internationally renowned horn teacher. And one of the things that I did was I auditioned for some volunteer community orchestra type thing, because I just wanted to get experience, put myself out there and learn. And I was super excited to see that my world famous professor was going to be the featured soloist with this group in a very early fall concert. And I was just psyched. I was going to see right up close and personal, you know, how do they do it? And we had the first rehearsal, and she played atrociously. And I was 18 years old, and I could realize that's just bad playing. That's just not good. And I thought to myself, yeah, that's how you do it. You save it for the performance. You just sort of like, you know, you just have that kind of confidence. That's what performance is. And then we had the performance, and it was, you know, basically the same thing, just not good. And then I thought, all right, you know, even the big stars, you know, sometimes you have your off days, and I can certainly sympathize with that today, you know, like we play our best once, and we play our worst once, and then we play all sorts of in-betweens, and sometimes the in-betweens are unfortunately closer to the worst than to the best. Anyway, I was going to have my first lesson after this concert. And I get into her studio, and she looks at me and she says, "So what do you think about the concert the other day?" And I was thinking, you gotta be kidding me. I'm 18 years old. I don't have that kind of finesse. You're a world famous artist, and I'm a little jerk. Don't put me in this spot. Totally unfair. That's what I thought. And I thought, how am I gonna wriggle out of this? I don't know. Tough spot. So I said, mumbling something about, you know, like maybe I didn't care for the piece that she was playing so much or something, you know, trying to sort of not jeopardize everything in that moment. And then she really locked eyes with me, and she said, "Well, why don't you write something better yourself?" And I was really stupid. 18 years old. Next lesson, a week later, I came back with this little piece and presented to her. And that's been just a bad relationship ever since, never able to repair it. It's very sad. I wouldn't say that this is a better piece than the one that she played at all. But I'm still sort of like, was I trying to follow directions, or was I just an arrogant little jerk? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, that's how this little piece came about. It didn't really have a name for a long time, so the name is completely random. It just means portrait, which again really doesn't mean much of anything. Delighted that Alison has taken the time and care to prepare all of this music, and not just prepare, but really immerse herself in it. That is, you know, really really very special when you have written music and a first-class artist is exploring it, dedicating herself to it in that manner. So this is the Portrait for horn and piano. The next piece, a much newer work of mine. It's called Notker. It's based on the Swiss monk Notker Balbulus, Notker the Stammerer. It was said that he was of feeble tongue and physique, but he was strong in mind and faith. Lived in the 9th century, and this is right at the time when the first efforts of writing down music were experimented with. So up until this time, music was pretty much an oral tradition. You needed to hear the master sing the tune, and you needed to memorize it and pass it on to the next guy. And Notker was one of the pioneers in trying to make a system with which we could notate sounds, as in music. So this is one of the very, very, very earliest pieces that we have a name affixed to. This little sort of sequence that this piece is based on, my idea was that, you know, this music has been around for so long, and the melodies, there's some sort of it's really encoded in us. It's like as inevitable as gravity or any other natural law. At the same time, there's something mysterious, you know, all sorts of sediments that cling to it, and sometimes you need to dig a little bit to actually find this melody. Making connections that's really what music is about for me, and we can make connections in space, but also in time, and feeling that connection with our forebears so many centuries ago. That was my effort in writing this piece. So I hope you enjoy Notker. So, for this recital, I have mostly been playing my own music, but then a little bit of French Paris Conservatoire style music as well, and that's where we're gonna end with the great Villanelle by Paul Dukas, written as an examination piece in 1906. And just like the very first piece, all the techniques are in there, and they just kind of have to be, because the adjudicators need to be able to check off all the boxes that the students have learned, all the various things that they needed to learn. It is absolutely remarkable how well balanced the piece Paul Dukas comes up with, when that sort of seems to be the basic starting criteria, that it should have multiple tonguing, stopping, muting, high notes, low notes, a little bit of hand horn, which I'm going to skip over today, by the way. A beautiful piece, a beautiful concert hall, and I also wanted to thank, in addition to all the faculty and staff here at California State Fullerton, I want to give an extra special thank to my old friend Cecil Matai, the trumpet professor here, who extended this invitation to me. I hope you're all aware of what incredible resource you have here with him on campus. Just a marvelous musician and human being. So, finishing up with Villanelle by Paul Dukas.